Hello, Garry families. Welcome to this week's episode of the Garry 5, where we bring our Garry home to your home. This week we've got some topics of some things we've talked about in the past and some things that are coming forward. So with us we have Dr. Watson, who's going to share a little bit about MAP scores. Dr. Watson, what do you have to tell us?
Well, first of all, Devony, some really exciting news is that our students are going to be able to go home to their families this week, especially after Thursday, May 2nd, and they're going to be able to go home and they're going to be able to take their MAP results in reading, math, and science and have the ability to share those results and their learning with family members. Now, we did MAP testing about a month ago, and so we've spent some time making sure everybody had a chance to make up all of that testing. And we've been training our kids to help them understand how to read their MAP results. And as a reminder to everybody, what is the purpose of MAP? Well, we have to remind our kids about that too. MAP testing is all about growth. And growth is a really, really important concept for kids to understand. And it's about when our students arrive here in the school in September, and after being here at our school for 8 to 9 months, we are expecting that kids will grow 8 to 9 months in their learning. That's an expectation that I put on my teachers and it's the expectation that we put on our kids too. Well, the MAP test is a way to measure that. And it's a way to look at what are the national norms that are out there and are our kids progressing like they should be. And those are some fantastic conversations with the kids, especially when we can look at them and say, interesting, why are you growing in English language arts and reading? And you would hope they'd be growing in math and science, and maybe they grow more in one subject area or the other. Well, that's a great conversation to have with the kids so they can take some ownership of that testing and ownership of their learning. So we're going to be doing that in advisory classes this Thursday or Wednesday and Thursday, May 1st and 2nd, in preparation for the kids to come home with their papers and their scores and sit down with you as a family and be able to explain the key components of that. Now, why are we doing this right now? Well, first of all, it's because the testing is done, so the time is right to teach them. But it's also for us to celebrate our kids' successes because our students have just grown phenomenally. And it's important for some kids to understand growth is different from grade level achievement. Some of our students are behind. We may, for example, have an 8th grader who might be reading at a 6th grade level. Well, as long as that student is trying really hard in classes and doing their homework, we're expecting you to go from the beginning of the year in September at a 6th grade level, and we're hoping that you're progressing for a year up to the 7th grade level, if not more, in an effort to, of course, catch up. So that is the growth message with our kids. Now, next week, we are starting Smarter Balance Assessment training along with WCAS training for science. Now, this is different. Now, this is a test, or both of them are tests, in reading and math and science, where we are looking at students, how they compare at grade level with grade level standards. In other words, if a student is an 8th grader, we want to see exactly where they're at in comparison to 8th grade learning standards. Very, very different measurement. It's an achievement measurement. MAP is growth, Smarter Balance and WCAS is more about grade level achievement status. Well, we want to cheer on our kids and celebrate them for trying so hard in MAP and to try to pump them up to continue to go into Smarter Balance and WCAS testing with a positive attitude to try really hard. There are 9 days of testing, but whoa, careful everybody. It's 9 days of testing, But each one of those days, there's only about 90 minutes of testing. It's not like they're testing all day long, not at all. And we'll be sure to talk to our kids about stay positive, stay motivated in those 9 days, and try just as hard as you did on the MAP test and show what you know.
Absolutely. So keep an eye out for those MAP scores that'll be coming home this week. Encourage your kids to do the best that they can. For joining us this week. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.